In this video, we are going to be talking about 4 hidden altcoin gems within the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem. Will these projects 10x, 50x, or 100x? Stay to the end to get our full list. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Verse Crypto channel, the most savage and degenerate crypto channel out there. My name's Chaos Chris and I'll be your host today. Before I hop this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn bell notifications so I keep you guys up to date with the latest, greatest news and information within this space. With that being said, let's hop right in this video. So today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin decentralized finance. If you guys have been around the cryptocurrency markets, you probably heard something about Bitcoin Layer 2 scaling solutions. Recently, we saw the launch of couple projects that get into Bitcoin DeFi. In the last bull market, Ethereum did an absolute killing. Projects like Uniswap, Shiba Inu, and a whole bunch of dApps that launched on top of the Ethereum blockchain were absolute gems. Now, in this upcoming market cycle, we're actually starting to see the launch of new Bitcoin DeFi dApps. This involves BRC20s, Bitcoin Layer 2 scaling solutions, and also we're starting to see the build out of some decentralized exchanges, meme coins, and all your favorite DeFi services on top of these layers. So in this video, we're going to talk about what is Bitcoin Layer 2 scaling solutions. Is it worth it? And then we're going to get into 4 projects building in this space. And stay to the end because there are some very controversial projects I'll be covering in this video. Now, hopping in, let's just get down to the baseline and cover the meat and the cheese of the project. Bitcoin Layer 2 scaling solutions, what are they? So Bitcoin Layer 2 networks are secondary protocols built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain to enhance its scalability, transaction efficiency. They enable faster, cheaper transactions by handling them off the main blockchain, thereby reducing congestion and fees on the Bitcoin network. One of the biggest downsides with Bitcoin is it's a proof of work system, which means that there aren't any smart contracts built on top of Bitcoin, so that you can't have dApps like decentralized exchanges or project developers that want to launch something useful like an Oracle or even a meme coin. So basically what Bitcoin Layer 2 scaling solutions are doing is they're creating that Ethereum component as a side chain, and anytime a transaction is approved, it's actually bundled up into a bunch of transactions submitted through the Bitcoin blockchain and then approved through the Bitcoin blockchain, and the transactions come back to the side chain. This is very similar to some of the Layer 2 scaling solutions we see built on top of Ethereum, where we have the ZK rollups, the optimistic rollups, and the list goes on. The reason why this is extremely important is because now we can have the same dApps and applications built on top of Ethereum built on top of Bitcoin. Now, if you guys have been paying attention to Bitcoin DeFi, we recently saw the explosion of BRC20s, where essentially you have these tokens that are similar to NFTs that are signed to one Satoshi, and you can just mint them on top of the Bitcoin blockchain and transfer them within the Bitcoin network. Overall, the movement behind BRC20s has gained a lot of traction. A lot of people like it, and part of the reason why it gained so much traction is because Bitcoin holders can now get into more speculative investments outside of Bitcoin. Right now, the market cap of Bitcoin is sitting at about $1 trillion market cap. So there's not much upside when it comes to this next bull market. Some people believe the top of Bitcoin could get anywhere between 125,000 as high as 250,000, which means with diminishing returns, it's very difficult to jump into a digital asset like Bitcoin when there's other opportunities that you can be looking into. And so in my opinion, Bitcoin Layer 2 scaling solutions are the perfect leverage play if you're looking for something that has a little bit more upside. And also on top of that, if you pick the right one, you might have found gold. So to start off, we're going to go through a list of 4 Bitcoin Layer 2 scaling solutions. 2 of these projects have recently just launched tokens, and the other 2 are planning on launching sometime within this quarter or the next quarter, sometime within this year. So for your first Bitcoin Layer 2 scaling solution, this is a pretty well-established chain. It's actually been around for a minute, and they finally just rolled out this Layer 2 scaling solution technology. The name of this project is Stacks. And so if you guys want to come over, check out Stacks at stacks.co. Essentially, What Stacks is it's a Bitcoin layer 2 scaling solution and uses something called proof of transfer, where basically you have smart contracts off of the Bitcoin blockchain, and a lot of those transactions are bundled up and submitted to the Bitcoin blockchain, approved, and then basically you have smart contracts built on top of Bitcoin. And so basically Stacks has a first mover advantage because it was one of the first protocols to implement this type of technology on top of Bitcoin, and we're starting to see a massive explosion of decentralized applications being built on top of Stacks. We've even seen a very popular meme coin launched on top of it. Now, if we come over to the Stacks ecosystem, we can just take a look at what type of projects are being built on top of that. So to start off, they have a open source DeFi protocol called Alex. They have GoStats, which has Bitcoin cashback rewards. They have STX20. On top of that, they have a trade port, which is a multi-chain NFT aggregator. They have LN Swap, where it does trustless transactions approved on the Stacks blockchain so that it can speed up any sort of Bitcoin transactions you choose to do. They have DAOs, and then also on top of that, they're planning on launching a stablecoin on top of Stacks, which means this is going to be the first stablecoin built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain, which is absolutely crazy to wrap your mind head around. So in my opinion, the value of these layer 2 scaling solutions, you should look at one of two things. Number one, market cap, of course, but market cap is not always the most important component in determining a project. And then number two, what's being built on top of that? Because if the usage of these layer 2 scaling solutions increase, that means the overall value of the network is going to increase as well. And so far, Stacks has been doing insane volume the past couple months. Now, coming over here to the roadmap, they have an extremely ambitious roadmap when it comes to what they plan on rolling out this year. Now, the first up, they're going to do a massive network upgrade, and in this network upgrade, they're basically going to make it so that transactions on top of Stacks can be approved a lot quicker, making it a much more efficient sidechain. In addition, they're planning on adding some subnets where it comes to, it's very similar to Avalanche. Avalanche has these subnets for scaling. So if the transactions on Stacks continue to increase, you can actually create the subnets or side chains to Stacks to also handle some of the load on top of the Stacks network, which is awesome. On top of that, they're going to have SBTC developer release. They have the Nakamoto release, which is going to increase transaction speeds on Stacks. And then they have the activating the Bitcoin economy, where they're planning on trying to be the #1 sidechain to trade Bitcoin. Now, on top of that, they do have a coin out right now, and it's absolutely been crushing it. At the time of this recording, it's sitting at about $2.56, and the bottom of this coin was somewhere right around 20 cents, which means this thing did a 10x at the start of this bull market. And so some things that I'm seeing with the overall price performance Stacks is a lot of people within the Bitcoin space, Bitcoin whales, are coming over to Stacks to do some more speculative investments to increase their Bitcoin position. And this is part of the reason why we're seeing Stacks absolutely explode. In addition, market cap is sitting at $3 billion. If you look at Bitcoin right now, it's 1 trillion. There's a good chance that it's going to get even higher than 1 trillion. It could get up to anywhere between the $2 to $3 trillion market cap. So this thing has a lot of room to run, not financial advice, and that's part of the reason why this is your #1 layer 2 scaling solution that you need to have on your list. For your second layer 2 scaling solution, the name of this project is BEVM, and it stands for Bitcoin Ethereum Virtual Machine. Now, BEVM is very similar to Stacks. It's a typical layer 2 sidechain, and it does essentially the same exact thing. It takes transactions off the chain, bundles them up together, and approves it on the Bitcoin blockchain. Now, the reason why I like BEVM is it's really popular within the Bitcoin community. And also on top of that, they're trying to do a cross-chain layer where they connect to other EVM-compatible chains. In addition to that, they have a vibrant ecosystem being built out right now. They have over about 30 dApps being launched on top of BEVM at the time of this recording. And some of these dApps vary from OmniBTC, which is a decentralized financial protocol. They also have a BEV subscription. So most of you guys know that BRC20s are extremely popular. So they actually created a project where you can go in and create your own inscriptions on top of BEVM that's built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. Pretty cool. And then, in my opinion, one of the hidden gems of this network is the Satoshi protocol, which is a fully decentralized BTC over collateralized stablecoin. This is going to be one of the first stablecoins to launch on top of the Bitcoin network outside of what Stacks is creating. And so, in my opinion, if you can easily convert your Bitcoin straight to a stablecoin, that's going to be a huge game changer for the entire Bitcoin community. So, overall, I really like BEVM, and there's actually one small hidden detail I want to show you guys that really caught my eye and made this chain stand out against all the other layer 2 scaling solutions. Now, if you guys come back over here to a tweet that was on February 5th, 2024, and was tweeted out at 7:40 p.m. The tweet started off with the BEVM development team, after communicating with the Stats community, decided to open source BEVM Stack in April and use the one-click BTC Layer 2 framework to launch BTC Layer 2 that uses Sats as a gas and is compatible with EVM with the BTC taproot address. So basically what they did was they took Sats, which is a very popular BRC20, and they set it up so that you can actually use this to approve transactions on the BEVM layer 2 scaling solution blockchain. And the reason why this is extremely important is this is one of the first BRC20s that actually have utility. Most of the BRC20s are treated as memes, just built on top of Bitcoin. But now with BRC20s having the ability to be transferred to these Bitcoin layer 2 scaling solutions, they can also be used to pay for gas fees on BEVM, which is absolutely huge for not only the Bitcoin community, but also the BRC20 community. Now, for your third Bitcoin layer 2 scaling solution, this project actually had a little bit of controversy. They recently just launched a token. It's been absolutely fudded to the ground, and not a lot of people want to touch this thing. But there's actually big news that I want to report to you guys about this project. And the name of this project is SatoshiVM. Now, SatoshiVM is very similar to BEVM, except there's one big component that's different. This is actually using ZK-EVM. It's called Zero Knowledge Proof Rollups. And basically what zero knowledge proofs are, it adds a layer of privacy when these transactions are bundled up and approved on the Bitcoin blockchain so that you can't track wallet holders on a public ledger. The reason why that's important is because in order for Bitcoin and other decentralized finance protocols to get adoption, there needs to be an added layer of privacy, because not many people are comfortable with their neighbors or their personal friends looking up their finances and all the stuff they're doing. To be honest, that stuff should be kept secret and out of the public eye. So basically what SatoshiVM did was they claimed that they found they developed the first ZK-EVM layer 2 scaling solution on top of Bitcoin. Now, if you guys have been following this particular project, they had a launch with Bouncepad Finance, and someone at the beginning of the launch used a sniper bot, bought up a bunch of the token supply and dumped it, and it went from being one of the greatest projects to launch to one of the worst projects to launch ever. And so out of that huge controversy, not only was the team getting attacked for the launch, but also a lot of people in the Bitcoin community were saying that ZK rollups on top of the Bitcoin blockchain is impossible. So you got two bad things happening right now. And so at the conclusion of what happened with SatoshiVM, basically what happened was with the Bouncepad Finance, they hired a third-party developer group. And basically someone within that third-party developer group sniped the launch, and basically, long story short, they cut ties with them. And SatoshiVM was proved that nobody sold any tokens from the team at the launch. So overall, it was basically one of the greatest launches to the most fudded launches ever. And in my opinion, based on what we're seeing with this type of technology, zero knowledge proofs are huge. And the first Bitcoin layer 2 scaling solution that can implement zero knowledge proof rollups will basically dominate the entire space, because ultimately that is going to be the end goal of these side chains for the Bitcoin blockchain. So overall, I do really like SatoshiVM. There is some controversy, and they are actually launching mainnet, if we come over here, on March 15th. And on March 15th, we're going to find out whether or not this technology can actually be implemented. Right now, they're in testnet. They claim that they actually have a working model. And when something like this comes out and they're able to deliver a product with market fit, hey man, the sky's the limit. So overall, I like SatoshiVM, and in my opinion, the best projects to get into are the ones that got FUD into the ground, but also still have a product coming up and they fight for their lives when they're getting attacked, and they basically prove all the haters wrong. Now, if we come over here to the price of SatoshiVM, this thing bottomed out at about, I believe it was like $1.70, and now it's sitting at $8. So if we just do a quick look at the price analysis, it went up about a 4x, and now at the time of this recording, it's sitting at a 3x. So if SatoshiVM can deliver on this product, there's a good chance that we could see this market cap easily get up into the billions minimum, and maybe in the multi-billions if they're able to deliver this product and attract a lot of developers on top of this ecosystem. Now, the other thing I also want to mention about SatoshiVM, they also have this very unique component of their protocol where you can take the SAVM token, stake it on their layer 2 scaling solution sidechain, and you can actually earn wrap BTC from the approved transactions on the sidechain, and also wrap BTC that's being bridged from Bitcoin. So definitely a really cool product, and something I'm extremely bullish on. If they can deliver this product to the market, if it turns out to be a flop, I would stay away, and that's just my opinion. Now, for your fourth and final Bitcoin layer 2 scaling solution, hidden Altcoin Gem. This project is very similar to SatoshiVM, and it's actually launching, and it has one of the biggest ecosystem built out. The name of this project is B Squared Network. And for those guys who don't know, B Squared Network is essentially the same thing as SatoshiVM. It is a Bitcoin layer 2 scaling solution with ZK rollups, and it's also EVM compatible. Now, coming down here and just checking out B Squared Network, the reason why this thing caught my eye is the amount of backing they have. Right now, they're backed by KuCoin, OKX Ventures, Hashkey Capital, OG Funds, and they've also have a partnership with Polygon Labs to be included, which means that some serious money has been basically put into this particular project. On top of that, this project has not launched their B Squared token yet, and since their development and their testnet phase, they've been running a massive campaign for TVL, where essentially you can go through and get into the pre-sale by competing in this NFT competition based on how many assets you decide to bridge over from the Binance Smart Chain, the Ethereum blockchain, and I also think from the Polygon blockchain. And based on how much of your tokens and the dollar amount, you can actually receive points for their airdropped as a free airdrop for the B Squared Network. And essentially, you can unlock these tokens sometime in April after the B Squared Network has been launched. So it's really, really cool. And the thing I really like about this is they already got over $500 million worth of digital assets onto their testnet. And so when mainnet goes live, the entire network is already going to be worth $500 million TVL, which gives you an idea of where the market cap is going to be sitting when this project launches at the beginning. Now, also on top of that, B Squared Network has so many projects launching on top of the network, from games to swaps to stable coins. There is a whole list. And some ones that I really like is GlowSwap. GlowSwap is really getting into being the #1 decentralized exchange for any Bitcoin layer 2 scaling solution. They're also multi-chain. On top of that, they have a few really cool games. They have the Ords game, where they're talking about using like ordinals to create playable games where you can play against your friends and whatnot. They have Coin Arcade, Mystic Mine, and then Salad Venture. So believe it or not, a lot of games are picking the B Squared Network to be the #1 layer 2 scaling solution. That's part of the reason why they're being built on top of that. And then the last thing that really caught my eye is the fact that Unisat is going to have a wallet integration into the B Square network. So Unisat is the main wallet that's being used for the BRC20s. And because they're doing a wallet integration to the B Square network, there's a good chance that a lot of people in the BRC20 community will more likely use the B Square network to not only bridge over their BRC20s, but to also use it to get into Bitcoin DeFi. So guys, that is it for your 4 hidden Bitcoin Layer 2 scaling solution altcoin gems. If there's an altcoin gem that I missed, leave a comment down below. Let me know which one's your favorite project. And also, smash that like button. Let me know if you like these types of videos, because I'll continue to do them in the future. And before I wrap this video up, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn bell notifications so I keep you guys updated with the latest, greatest news and information within this space. My name's Chris. I love every single one of you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, y'all.